Oh, I mean, this team is just absolutely cracked. The big benefit for this team too is that Top Dragon and Donghyun are in, I think they're in the Netherlands. They are in EU, which is the most important thing. So they're not playing on some crazy high ping. I think Ice has also been a standout. Thematic, very good on the main tanks, very good on the Winston. Ice has been a very good flexible player for them, but it really has just all been about Top Dragon. Guys, an absolute monster in the server, like, and the flexibility too in a meta that has been changing over the last like few weeks, going from different tanks, but also the DPS is kind of fitting around that is incredibly important for the team right now. Top Dragon, Arvo, I think Arvo's been an incredibly consistent hit scan. It doesn't matter what he plays, like Cassie, Ashe, or whatever. It's been ridiculous, and Top Dragon can just play it all. And I mean, the clips speak for themselves, really.
Yep. Yeah, and then on the other side, you got Team PEPS. This is a team that I guess is like one of the most storied contenders teams throughout like the history of Overwatch scene. They've been doing well in OWCS, didn't play last stage, so now trying to punch a ticket to the main event. And there's a lot of names that, stand out. Obviously, FD God, Pax, Delios. Honestly, these guys have been around for so long. And then you got the legendary Roadhog and Crocs.
Let's go, Crocs!
That we saw just recently. Like, look at this hook. How do you deal with this? How do you avoid this? I don't know. And they're gonna have to figure it out.
Also, I feel like, Crocs also, in their last match, if I remember correctly, he really popped up on that Junker Queen as well on Clash, I think it was Throne of Anubis. And yeah, as we're seeing right now, he's also a really great Orisa as well, which is, a hero that's turning out to be really meta right now. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm rooting for Team PEPS. I don't know about you guys. And I also remember we had an interview and Crocs was wearing a crown with like sunglasses. This guy got it on.
Yeah,
NA is different.
Yeah, he's definitely built different. I feel he's funny. He's got the skills to back it up. I honestly think it's gonna be a very close. Yep.
That is the closest prediction I think we've ever had
51 to 49. I agree too. Yeah, I think this might be the closest one for viewer predictions. Jack's a Top Dragon fan. I'm a Crocs fan. Scott,
I'm an Overwatch fan. I'm just here hoping we get.
Taking the neutral man.
I'm a fence sitter as much as I can be. Okay. I hope we have a good game.
Good game. Wow. I hope so as well, guys. Let's get into the action. Jack and Scott, go ahead.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah. Hey. Are we going to see Hog? I think Danny hopes so. I think we will. Just a little bit. Honestly, Scott, that game was ridiculous. Like, Crocs is hitting so many insane hooks. I'm like, oh, is that Junbin? Is that the French Junbin?
The French Junbin has been running amok in the server. And honestly, like, having a player that's, like, being able to flex to Roadhog, that's like a scary thing to play against because like at any moment they could just throw strategy out the window and play Hog, and Hog can be a very impactful hero in like the short term if you don't deal with it correctly, right? So, I love having that pocket French Roadhog in your back pocket, like it's one of those things.
Yeah, hey, the pocket French Hog, who knew? Who knew? One-man army, we're going to pick Ilios. Well, I hope they don't go to well, because the Hog is going to come out, that's for sure. We'll have to see how one-man army have also kind of adapted to this meta. Same with Team PEPS. I mean, it tending towards Orisa. I don't think there's a point now where Orisa, the weapon has been used. It can no longer be shelved again. It can no longer be put in the box, right? We've used the Orisa for too long at this point. Is the Crocs Junker Queen going to reign supreme? It doesn't feel like it as we jump into our first map. And the last series they played against each other, it was a 5-map series. Yeah. It went all the way to map number 5. One-man army did end up winning out. The last map being Gibraltar, which was FD God playing this Life Weaver. It was a little bit unconventional and they got full health. So we'll see if the same, I think we'll see probably another escort map that's not Watchpoint Gibraltar this time if PEPS have any control.
Maybe we table the Gibraltar and the Life Weaver, Exactly, the Orisa can stay, but apparently not. Like, they're coming out on the Junker Queen. I agree with you, Jack. I think the Junker Queen can be difficult against the Orisa. She has a lot of tools to be able to deal with the threat of Junker Queen, but hey, let's see how Crocs can pull it off. As Top Dragon's going to go down first, bad sign for a one-man army.
Yeah, super bad, especially as you've got a Widowmaker as your other DPS. There's a second body shot there, so it has to hit the recall. Slowly but surely, Arvo trying to find a pick, but Team PEPS really aren't giving Arvo an opportunity to click ahead.
Widowmaker is such a staple on this map throughout the history of time. They're really challenging Arvo to hit a shot here. Crocs is going to fall. Just the pressure that Arvo's putting out is sort of stopping the support for the rest of Team PEPS. So Crocs overextends, and now they're going to have a window to step onto the point and flip this quickly.
Oh! FD God, mess with the best, die like the rest. Arvo takes his head clean off, my word. Alright, well, Crocs has switched over to the Monkey. I think it seems like the better pick here. Arvo a little bit more scared of someone like the Monkey versus the JQ. Top Dragon dead again. Wow, I don't know what happened, man. Maybe I cursed this guy. Might be.
Well, Park was just like hiding in a corner, listening for the footsteps. As soon as we see Top Dragon turn the corner, gets hit with the Hinder Grenade, and then from there, there's nothing they can do. And we're going to see another flip of this point. I really like the Winston swap from Crocs here. I think it's really going to put a lot of pressure onto Arvo. I think they're going to be able to play more aggressively. And I think it's going to give them the best opportunity, because now they can just sit on this high ground, as you can see them setting up. And how does a one-man army step up into this?
Wow, they are just inting into the spawn. FD God flying straight into Arvo's Hinder Grenade. They end up using this orbital ray. Zerion pushing all the way up to the spawn. I don't mind it too much. The one-man army now have got one of their own. It feels like more often than not, you don't want to use it like that. You want to like match or like fight near the point, but I'll have to wait and see if that's a big difference maker. Top Dragon sending Stelios pretty low. Hunting for someone with a pulse bomb. He's got recall, so can play aggro here. Doesn't want to get caught out by another Hinder Grenade. Here comes the Ray, however, but FD God ends up taking down Alpha, and Crocs are kind of Goomba stomping Dongu. This is a one-man army. Before they even really got the fight going, they ended up all falling, and then the orbital ray came out. One-man army, they're in final fight territory now, Scott, with only 20% to fight for.
And a one-man army just used their support ultimates, but they just weren't on the same page. They're just getting completely split. Eisenom trying to take down the Juno, but it took so long to happen that they weren't able to get any value, and now they're in desperation mode. Over to the Diva, just trying to find any touch, but it's going to be a difficult fight to win, Jack.
Pulse bomb, maybe the Deadeye, that's about it, but FD God's got the Sand Barrier. Surely this is just a win here. Arvo does take down Pack, however. Crocs uses his Primal Rage in this very small room. Alpha didn't really stand a chance there, even with the brick healing coming in. Overtime has been triggered to more one-man army, and there goes the High Noon, but there goes the rest of the team. Unfortunately, Arvo on his own little tropical island here on the edge of this Greek city. As one-man army, they do cap, but
the flip.
It's inevitable here for Team PEPS to get the reflip.
Yeah, a one-man army, that gives them a little bit of extra time, but it's just going to be so difficult to keep this going. They have switched to faster characters. They might be able to get on top of it. Anything's possible in these kind of situations. We've seen crazier things happen, but they're going to need to keep juggling the point. As you can see, Top Dragon doing a phenomenal job, but they're hacked. That's difficult.
Manual hack on the Tracer. Top Dragon dead. Yeah, there it is. Now your point presence going to about 50% power right now. Now you're just looking and hoping the Diva does get the juggle. Pulse bomb in the hands of Stelios. Doesn't go too aggressive. Waits for a whip shot first. FD God does end up going down to ice, and there's no retouch. Arvo in ice actually coming out with kills there onto Stelios and FD God. Maybe that was winnable, especially with a remake for one-man army, but a slight misplay there. Misstep. One-man army don't get the like 5th, 6th, 7th touch for OT, as now he goes to the next round.
Yeah, honestly, anything could have happened there. Ice did get the bomb coming up, but just not enough at that moment. But Team PEPS looking very comfortable so far in this round. They just felt like they had all the tempo after they were able to sort of stabilize a little bit. And now we can see Crocs hovering.
We're
signature French Roadhog.
All right.
This is the most ranked thing ever of, hey, we're unwell. Sorry, man. Have to play Roadhog. Gotta put him in the pit.
You know you can hook people in the pit? Yeah, it's pretty sick. You should
watch this.
Watch this, yeah. Well, it's going to be tough to hook a lot of these comps, to be fair. I mean, Dong and Alpha are going to be playing super far away. Maybe you've managed to find Arvo. Crocs with a Omega flank, or ward off by his own teammate. He's hunted, he's searching. Arvo ends up going down. Pack claims the Frenchman. Looking for a hook, goes wide, but it's all good. I mean, you've killed Arvo already, so see if one-man army managed to get out alive. Looks like Crocs wants to pay them a little visit on their side of the map. These walls are going to be rather annoying to kind of deal with. And a nice hook actually onto the Diva. Ice super low, loses mech as well. And PEPS claiming the point.
You can just see how much of a threat this Roadhog is. You have to put so much respect onto it because they can just walk at you and put out so much pressure. Let's see if a one-man army are going to make any changes. FD God is... their team is very far ahead, but FD God is just running back from spawn, back and forth. You know, the FD God special, you know, full aggression. But hey, it's working for them right now, so you can't knock it too much. But now Top Dragon almost looking for FD God coming back.
He's got a pulse. Actually, yeah, Top Dragon's done so much damage already. I mean, you kind of expect that when you're against the Hog, to be fair. Well, they've got the call, no hook. There's the stick. Good damage from Top Dragon. FD God and Crocs end up going down to the pulse bomb. Suzu went out, and unfortunately, Top Dragon was wet in there with a pulse. Maybe not expecting Top Dragon had done so much damage already. Now they're going to put pressure on the points. Just trying to get rid of Stelios. Stelios, though, not using that pulse bomb, so Team PEPS going to come back with quite a wealth of ultimates.
Yeah, just great play. Recognizing Crocs is overstayed. They'll work him just that little bit more. Puts out a ton of pressure and a great pulse bomb, able to open that one up for them. And now the ultimates start coming online. We got the Casino Rush for Team PEPS. That's going to be difficult to deal with. I don't see Pac able to get any value with this Blizzard, but, you know, I could be wrong. But right now, you're walking to just so much sustain of a one-man army with both support ultimates.
Rather aggressive rush here on the point. FD got dead again. Dongan gets the flail shot onto him. Crocs is super low. He's just getting bashed by Dongan, just trying to get the perma stun, so he cannot heal. The rest of his team is unfortunately falling around him. I mean, as soon as the hook has gone out, like, you're waiting, what, another 6-7 seconds or something, right? And just, okay, maybe we'll get another hook. If you're going to go in with rush like that, you're going to get hooks more often, but one-man army, and with the rally especially, like, the hog just turns just into a squishy ball of ult charge.
But that's going to happen again as they step up, where they're going to get the orbital ray from the Juno in their face. Oh, wow, Arvo's going to go down early to Zerion. Maybe this might be able to be turned around for Team PEPS.
Well, there is the Blizzard being thrown out by Pac as well. It's going to separate the team, one-man army. Now going back to the point, if that hook landed, that would have been one dead D.Va. Self-destruct available still. And the staying power here is going to be quite immense from Team PEPS. They end up using this sound barrier. Crocs finds a hook and a shot onto Dongan as they end up flipping.
I have no idea how Avo was able to get picked off so early in that fight, but from there, one-man army just trying to find anything to do, and we're going to see a quick pause come out.
Might have been a kunai or something.
Yeah, it looked like it was definitely a headshot kunai, but, you know, how does that happen as an Ashe? Is that a double dink across the map? Like, it does happen, but very rarely at this level.
Yeah, not sure, but Crocs, he got a double kill at the end, and that's what counts. Humongous W.
We are not fans. We are not applauding the Roadhog. Okay, we are not giving the Roadhog their flowers. Okay.
At what point are you just like, do we just go Ana as well? Juno Ana kind of angle? Although Brig is just too powerful on this map with the rally. Maybe it's not worth. Plus they have Cleanse on the other side, right?
So the Suzu really invalidates a lot of those like hard counters that you usually see for Roadhog. Generally just having like consistent damage is the thing that's going to turn it around, right? And like it's important to note as well, the way Team PEPS are playing, because they're playing the Lucio instead of, you know, something with more healing, there's actually not that much sustain for Crocs, especially with FD God just running it down into the backline almost on cooldown. So it's like, you know, really, if you're able to put enough pressure and damage onto Crocs, then you can bring him down, and that's maybe why we see Top Dragon move over to the Echo. Get him below half health. The focusing beam will potentially give them the opportunity to bring him down.
Yeah, this change, a small swap here from Top Dragon's really nice. So hard to pin down too. I mean, maybe you get the icicles right. I mean, Tracer historically has been pretty decent at kind of farming the Echo, but with the D.Va as well, Top Dragon is so free. And you are, like I said before, a squishy ball of ult charge if you're the Roadhog, so this copy is going to come up very quickly. Nice little hook. Doesn't end up going into the pit though, and dodging out of the wall as well. Bob does get deployed from Arvo, so it's going to be Team PEPS trying to fight up against this. You know what? No idea.
There he is.
In the corner by Kane. Oh, he got Stelios. There he is. He's right there. All right, he called his name, and there he is. Oh, good D-mech actually onto Ice. That pig pen there from Crocs making sure that Ice is down the well. Team PEPS in OT. I mean, Top Dragon not nearing this ultimate, unfortunately. This fight has just lasted too long, and Crocs, his ability to stay in these fights as the fights do end up breaking down. It's just hard to remove him from the point. Ice jumping over to the Doomfist. Top Dragon does get the duplicate off. There's changed into the Roadhog, but how long can you survive is the real question.
He's surviving pretty long right now. Top Dragon's living, potentially might get the Hog.
Oh, the Hog as well. Oh, the duplication runs out just in the nick of time, but Crocs is met with the sharp Peacekeeper there from Arvo. A double kill for the Cassidy as one-man army secured the point, stabilizing after that duplication.
And all the credit needs to go to Top Dragon there. Huge duplication onto the Roadhog. Doesn't even find a pick, but gives him the staying power to just stay on the point, let the rest of his team reinforce. And now they have both support ultimates. They're in a great place to take this round.
All right, Blizzard available. It's going to be very hard to get this comp in the Blizzard. Speaking of which, though, Ice does end up getting frozen on the edge of it. Unfortunately, but Stelios is already dead. Sound barrier comes through from Team PEPS. It's a 1-for-1 trade with Alpha still having that Ray. It's going to be up to Team PEPS now to try and stall this point out. Crocs is looking for somebody. he's found one. Avo managed to get the Magne kill off on Zerion already, however, but look at this damage coming through now from Top Dragon. It's going to be something to fear. He's hiding up in the high ground as well, making sure he doesn't randomly get hooked. And Stelios goes down from the spawn, insta-killed by Alpha, as Ice almost lands himself in the pit. But now, without any healing, the Hog met his demise, and with one-man army cleaning up Team PEPS, they're going to be able to get the reflip at 99 with only Zerion to touch. But it is all one-man army this round.
Some questionable ultimates from Team PEPS there. I feel like
what was Crocs looking for? He was like, where'd everybody go, bro?
And the sound barrier from FD God before that as well. I feel like they thought a one-man army was going to fight into that blizzard a lot more than they actually did, right? So as soon as the blizzard went down, a one-man army just disengaged, let Ice fall. But Team PEPS used the sound barrier and the whole Hog trying to chase them down, and they found Ghosts. So without those ultimates, they weren't able to close out that fight and ended up losing the round. So maybe a little bit of a mistake from Team PEPS, but a one-man army doing a phenomenal job of playing the game their way and forcing mistakes out of Team PEPS.
All right, the hero roulette wheel was landed on Ball. This one, okay. Crocs on the Wrecking Ball. Oh, we mentioned it. Extremely flexible player, will literally play anything. Doesn't care, doesn't ask questions, and doesn't listen to the answers people try and give him. Slam onto the high ground, and this is going to be the big point here for One Man Army. Can they get Avo on this high ground? Perma. If they can get him up there, just dishing damage out, it's going to be very tough for the Ball and the rest of the team to actually dislodge him.
And Crocs is doing a great job of applying pressure. Oh, David did
we're good.
I thought she might not have panicked a little bit, but like Crocs is just putting pressure on so many different players right now on the lobby. On the Ashe, on the Brig, on the D.Va, everybody is getting some form of pressure, and that's forcing so much reaction from a one-man army, and that's going to cause the Team PEPS to get the first flip.
Oh, gotta hit Alpha real quick. Pack actually the first to fall here. They might trade Ashes though, and they do. FD God, no more Lucio. It's on the Juno now. Other speed characters. You expect FD got pretty good at that. Dongan going down to a focusing beam from Stelios. Team PEPS, they got the point. One-man army, they need to resell. 5 pigs. Top Dragon is finding them though, as soon as I said that. Pulse Bomb available already from the Tracer, as well as that Orbital Ray from Alpha. Look at the difference in damage and healing coming through from one-man army, Scott. FD got 50% towards ult.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. FD God might have got picked early, but that Orbital Ray ends up being the nail in the coffin for Team PEPS. They just weren't able to deal with the extra damage, the extra healing that they found on the point. So the flip does come through, but the silver lining for Team PEPS, they got almost 40% on this round just because they capped so early in that fight. So if they can go in with ultimates of their own, they could be in a very good spot to close out this map.
I want to see if Alpha can maybe even lap FD God it. Rally comes out. Pretty early one from Zerion. FD God takes to the skies, looking for some torpedo targets. As Crocs is putting pressure on the points. He really is everywhere all at once. 180 health though. Has to back off real quick, get these mini packs, but more than happy to distract the rest of one-man army while the rest of his team do the rest and get the cap.
Yeah, Crocs is putting on a masterclass of how you want to play the Wrecking Ball into these kind of compositions. He's not getting the picks, he's not doing the most damage, but he's just being so annoying to play into, right? And now with FD God coming up to an orbital ray of their own, it's going to be difficult for a one-man army to find any position to step up and get on this point. And we're at 60% and counting. Oh, into the moon.
Into the moon and back down again. Well, here comes the orbital ray from FD God.
So early.
Quick disengage, yeah. Dongan does end up going down. They trade him for Crocs. No pressure on the point for one-man army right now. But Arvo is extremely low. Actually sends Bob to the point, but it's all Top Dragon once again. Arvo's Bob picks up one, and that being FD God as one-man army get the cap with the help of the Bob. Top Dragon just going, once again, just nuclear.
They need him to do such a thing as well. Top Dragon really able to just sort of put a lot of pressure around the map. Now a one-man army having to hold on. No ultimates in the bank, but not many for Team PEPS either. Only Stelios with the duplication. I guess you can throw that onto the D.Va. Double D.Vas flying in your face. That's pretty difficult to deal with.
God, Crocs is just getting hounded down by Top Dragon. Here's another ult battery for Top Dragon to charge off of. Point control here for One Man Army. Good sticky bombs onto Arvo, hits the roll though as soon as they detonate, so gets that damage reduction. Duplication comes in on the Cassidy, but it's Zerion that goes down first. They're trying to make something work here with this duplication, but it's just getting perma-matrixed. So there was nothing Stelios could really do in that fight. The Hydra Grenade too, halting Crocs' advance, and even with the mines, wasn't able to deploy them as One Man Army looked to FD God near those spawn doors. And now is final fight territory for Team PEPS. And Zerion, he just spawned, and now he's straight back in the spawn.
And that's going to put a pretty big stagger onto this next fight. So now all of a sudden Team PEPS, they're not going to be able to step up as much as they would like to, not be able to put as much pressure onto the point. And you can see Pac trying to put some early pressure, force them back, but he has to recall super early. That's a big problem here. Who else is going to touch?
Now Top Dragon can just focus him. Top Dragon does end up recalling himself, but I mean, Scott, that's it. Fight's already over. Rally came through from Zerion, but, well, what's a better ult than Rally right now? It's Orbital Ray, probably the best ult in the game. Instantly killing the backline as One Man Army. Don't even have to deal with the mine. Shrug off that pulse bomb as well. That was eaten by ice. Self-destruct in a high noon just for victory fireworks as One Man Army. Clean sweep almost it felt like on that last round. They take the first map off of PEPS.
Yeah, and a One Man Army after that first round, they looked just a lot more comfortable. As you said, Top Dragon starting to take over the game a little bit. Ice feeling very confident playing the D.Va. Maybe just like a little bit of, warm up in that first round, but as we expect to see things moving on, they're adjusting very well to the just the sheer amount of different tanks that they're going up against. They played against the Roadhog, they played up against a Wrecking Ball, they played up against, I wasn't even in the first round, the Orisa. Like, there's so many different options that PEPS are throwing at them, but they seem to be adjusting quite effectively.
They're chilling. They're chilling.
Big chill.
Top Dragon gets online, they're big chilling. Guys farming. And a lot of the time too, this has been historically the case as well. Avo is an exceptional hit scan player. Really, really clean, precise aim. And a lot of teams kind of know that. And then they target Arvo. They're like, okay, we're going to int on you. And we saw a lot of the time Crocs on the ball, like going for these slams, like hanging around Arvo to make sure he can't go for an aggressive peek, can't get any damaging because he's too scared of the ball. And then it's like, okay, we just leave Arvo, we send a few packs over to him, a little shot of healing here and there, and then Top Dragon just does the rest. And the guy is carry, but it can't be understated how much Arvo is doing too in drawing a lot of aggro. I mean, that was just...
That's unlucky.
That is unfortunate for FD God there, but feeling so funny.
Gets hit with a whip into the pulse bomb, so you never expect. But yeah, and that was like an interesting thing that we saw throughout it. It's surprising to see FD God playing as much Lucio as we have seen, because Lucio has generally been a lot less prominent ever since people have moved over to the Juno. We saw obviously FD God play Juno in this round, but it does feel like they're still willing to play that aggressive style with the Lucio where they can, and maybe that'll be indicative of the next map that we see chosen. Maybe put themselves in a situation where they can play a Lucio, play faster, and just full out aggression into the opposition.
It is kind of funny. Before Juno got released, or as she was released, it was like, oh, speed ring. That's like, finally another form of like speed up for the rest of the team on a support character. It's like, Lucio, in my mind, was either going to be never played or like close to never being played, or like perma played with Juno, so you could get like double speed. You're hitting speed cap obviously, but you can time them in a way. You like use speed ring first or use amp and then kind of go in. But teams are like, you don't really need Lucio anymore. You can just have a Brig and the speed ring kind of does it all for you. If you need someone to go in, you have the like nuclear bomb D.Va meta where she has a bug where like she just goes over speed cap and one-shot somebody with the thrusters. Yeah, light speed D.Va. But it's been interesting to see different teams, especially with like dedicated Lucio players, like Space Station to be fair, or now with Team PEPS and FD God, how they've adapted. I don't think I like the Lucio at all in these comps, and I much prefer them running the Brig and running FD God on the Juno.
One of the big things that Juno really fills a hole that Lucio's always had is that Lucio's always been great for that speed boost, and I would say that Lucio's speed boost is more effective than Juno. You can do it in a bigger radius, but if Lucio is providing speed boost, he is doing so at a cost of being able to provide healing. When you're amping it up, if you're amping speed, you're losing a lot of healing and you're leaving that on the table, where Juno can provide the ring while also putting out the ridiculous amount of healing that you need to as well, plus can heal from range. So I think Juno I wouldn't say is even better. I would say it's just different. And that's one of the cool things that we've seen about Juno compared to Lucio, is just a different look at speed, because that's something that's been so, I guess, unique to Lucio for so long and why he's been prominent in the metas since the game released.
Been perma-meta almost forever because speed is so important in Overwatch. Of course, we've had like Ana break backlines, but at some point, we're always going to back to the Lucio. Here's the map pool on your screens. Of course, we've had control already. And to remind you of what maps were picked in the series previous, Kings Row, Esperanza, New Junk City, and Watch Point Gibraltar in their 5-map series in the opening matches. That was a week ago or so. So it is now up for PEPS to decide. And last time, they took us to Kings Row after losing control as their first map.
And generally teams, they'll consistently keep the same maps that they've been scrimming, right? Even if you do lose on a map, you have a lot of practice on it, you can make adjustments. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Team PEPS trend towards maps that they lost at last time, unless they genuinely don't believe that they can counter whatever was done last time. So it really is so many different options of what they could go for. It comes down to their comfort, especially with how much diversity they have in their compositions. They look like they're more than willing to play so many different things. Some teams just want to play meta, they're just going to play the Orisa, Brig, Juno, and they're just going to get very strong at that one thing. Other teams, like Team PEPS, it seems, is willing to throw curveballs to catch their opposition unaware. So the world is their oyster, honestly, right now with this map pool.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. PEPS' choice as, yeah. I'm not sure I didn't hear that call. As we go to a sub. Oh, a sub, my bad. It is Gogo. Okay. So now we're having... So with FD God being in here, it feels like we maybe are going to and trending towards this Juno for Team PEPS, which I'm really happy with. I think Juno Brig right now is just so powerful. It's like, with the packs as well especially, it's so easy to heal the Juno, and Juno flies at like light speed, and getting the Juno out of situations using a pack is really nice. And here we're going to a clash. So a game that we didn't end up seeing in that series. So PEPS really turning this series on its head, and maybe throwing One Man Army a little bit of a curveball here, especially with that sub coming in.
Yeah, and we talked about it yesterday, how generally when new maps and modes come out, teams aren't as, they don't want to put as much time into it. They don't want to really learn a completely new map. They're willing to just sort of stick to the comforts that they have. So maybe Team PEPS having some unique idea of what they would like to play here. We talked about the double speed earlier on in this broadcast as well, the Lucio and the Juno. Generally the speed, that double speed isn't super valuable, but we could see it done. Maybe this is just a double speed to get out the spawn doors. We'll have to keep an eye out, but going back to the Junker Queen against the Orisa is an interesting choice.
I really don't like the JQ.
It does struggle pretty heavily.
Double speed, yeah. So they are, well, technically their Team PEPS right now playing double main support. Yeah, with FD God obviously being a Lucio player as well. I thought it was going to be Brig. I mean, we've seen Gogo play Brig before. All right, this is more of a Korean meta style as well from One Man Army. Proper as well, which has been so good on the Genji. Same with Heesang as well, actually saying that. So One Man Army, very much like in what feels like one of the strongest compositions right now in the meta.
Yeah, this is what I would consider standard right now. It's your ability to move around, you have the healing with the Brig, and the execution with the Genji. And you can see Team PEPS really just trying to run them down, and they're eventually going to find him.
Good little reflect there as well by Stelios. Oh, Dragon and Ice still coming up with kills though somehow. Backline hit for Team PEPS. I'm not sure. That looked like a 1-5 from Team PEPS for sure, but Ice is pretty low still, and the sustainer from the Queen cannot be understated. It's top Dragon versus 2 now, but I think anything can happen, to be honest with you. Well, maybe not anymore, especially with an Ice Block being a thing. Delio surely gets this kill on top Dragon.
Maybe not.
Surely gets this kill, maybe not. Rox is pretty low too. Gongan ends up getting back to the fight and instantly going down to FD God, and there it is. Okay, finally a clean wipe from Team PEPS.
Yeah. The both healers being lost on One Man Army, that was just a huge deciding factor. They didn't have enough healing to be able to just top everyone up, so they're just slowly bleeding out in that fight. And as you said, Jack, the sustain of the Junker Queen just able to keep them in that fight. Now, Team PEPS get the first advantage, heading over to the next point. This is such a difficult point to assail because of that defensive high ground that you can see a One Man Army is already set up on. It can be very difficult to be able to approach top dragon getting so low.
Yeah, good knife actually. Coming through from a Crocs. But here's where the Queen ult is going to suffer a little bit, I think. Nice pull onto the... Oh my god, Gogo got destroyed. I thought for sure maybe he survives that. High Noon from Arvo instantly deleted by FD God. Just sitting in that orbital ray. And this is going to be it. I mean, PEPS, they're going to get a late kill here on ice. They're going to be able to claim this point, Scott. And look at the ultimates they got for last. Maybe they get a tick. The last point is incredibly slow and also hard to cap. But you do get a point for every single tick that you get. So even if they get one, they're going to be more than happy with that. And they got 4 ults to do it with, Scott.
And I'm looking at the Team PEPS composition, you can start to realize, like, hey, this is just an all-in composition. They're going to shout, they're going to amp speed, they're going to use the ring. And they're just being able to just run through the rest of their one-man army and get onto the back line. So Alpha and Donghan have been really struggling to be able to get into this fight. As you can see, there goes the ring, there goes the shout, and they're just layering them all on top of each other so they can close the distance.
Blade pops by Stelios, same with Top Dragon, but who can get the damage done first? Avan Donghan already dead, and looking at Stelios. Looks like he's coming up with the numbers required. 3 kills for the Blade from Team PEPS, as well as that Blizzard. Team PEPS choosing this map too, and maybe you can see why. Even subbing in Gogo as well, giving them this different style, different amount of tempo play with this double speed. Top Dragon now jumping onto the Venture, but one-man army, they've lost a tick on the point already. So Team PEPS 3-0 right now as Donghan deploys the rally.
Yeah, the rally comes out. It should give them sustainability. Plus, all the players able to group respawn. Huge rampage load.
As well. Donghan super low. Easy cleanup there for the Lucio. Spawns are still pretty close, though, for one-man army, so they should be able to stabilize, only giving over a single tick to Team PEPS. But Crocs is playing right up against the spawn doors and easily takes care of Alpha. That Carnage swing hit him, and even though he was in the skies, even Pack coming up with kills. A very late ultimate here from FD God, but clearly thinking they can win this fight. No ice block available from Pack, however, meaning his life was cut short quickly. One-man army, they lose a tick. They're down 3 points. They're going to at least get this one, so they're not out of this just yet.
And you can just see how much of a spawn advantage the defensive team has on Clash, especially with once a tick is reached, they get a cooldown reduction of their respawns as well. So one-man army able to respawn, get back onto the point, and Team PEPS are just going to have to walk away with 1 point. But you take those, right? 3-1 in the advantage right now.
What?
Was that off the map?
That was off the map.
Oh my god.
Ice just hit the longest range, like Olympic level javelin I've ever seen on Crocs. We'll get a replay of that one, that's for sure. That's over by the tree over there, the left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah, that's like, he just dodged all the trees and all the rocks that end up falling off the map.
He is
they will get another contest though.
They will indeed.
Oh, never mind.
Maybe not. Okay, take it back. Blizzard being invested here by Pack. Okay, that seems like a mistake.
And now all of a sudden things start to snowball away. It's now 3-2. A one-man army is coming back into this pretty quickly, especially with ultimates being used from Team PEPS in losing fights. All of a sudden, a lot of their advantages that they gained from the start of this map are starting to dwindle away, and Crocs is getting pushed in.
Yeah, Crocs being handed a kill there potentially by Top Dragon, who is flung into the back line of one-man army. But the Venture ultimate is going to make sure he doesn't get too much else done. Nice little stun on the Genji, and Top Dragon just drilled a hole right through the center of him. There's the Terra Surge as well. These satellite vectors are coming in. These orbital rays crossing on at the point, and everybody trying to make good use of it. Five-man rampage from Crocs. That should be the end of it. A 5-man rampage through the orbital ray, Scott. How much damage is that per second? Probably like 2 billion or something?
Yeah, no, I think 3 billion once. Let me do the decimal points real quick. That was ridiculous how well done that was by Crocs. They're playing the Junker Queen very, very well. It's a difficult matchup, as we talked about, but Crocs is doing a great job of pushing and pulling and utilizing all the speed boosts they have, and a one-man army just not able to hold up, and now we're on match point for Team PEPS.
I mean, hey, maybe that's why the Queen's good into the Juno, right? Everybody's trying to group up, trying to benefit from that Ray as much as possible. And then you just hit the Q real quick. Top Dragon spotted there on the sidelines. Crocs, don't go off the map again. Don't go off the map again. Okay.
Not like this, not again.
Not like this, not like this! Okay, he's all good. He's surfing USA right now, just managed to get out of the way in time. Blade popped by Stelios as well as that Blizzard from Arvo, but it's not found anybody as Donghan and I end up going down. Team PEPS 1 point away. They only need to cap this and the map will be theirs. Top Dragon unburrows and then sent to the stratosphere, maybe to meet Juno and Mars, not sure. Team PEPS, they're still holding on to this Blizzard as well as one-man army. Desperation time as they try and get back to the point in time to cause OT.
Oh, the Blizzard's on the point. What do you do now?
Oh, I think absolutely nothing. Alpha does end up killing FD God, but Stelios is going to get reset after reset after reset as Team Peps take us to Hanaoka and give us a masterclass on how the map is played.
Hey, you know, we questioned it. They came out with the double speed and we're like, not in love with it. But honestly, they're making me a bit of a believer. They played around it so well of just like running down every, like the slow backline that they wanted to play with. Queen Crocs.
Oh, there he is. Okay, I thought you just frozen in shock.
It was a moment in time. No,
oh my god, they did so well with the double speed.
Yeah.
I was that surprised. That Crocs playing the Junker Queen as well. Like you said, hey, didn't think the Junker Queen was that good, especially in a meta that was tending towards the Orisa. But if you're hitting rampages like that, like, there is nothing you can do. You don't receive the healing from the orbital ray either. So like, you're just sat there like, we have to kill people in maybe a second or we just die.
Yeah.
So yeah, fantastic play from Team Peps. 5-2, a pretty dominant scoreline as Clash goes. And now it's up to One Man Army to choose our next map as we jump into some highlights. Hopefully we've got that ice spear off the map as well. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, and like as you can see, Donghun's just running for their life, and that was pretty much the entirety of the map, just because of how fast they were able to go with all of this. And just honestly great play all around with their ultimates. I actually really like how they fought the final point as well. Sometimes, you know, there's obviously that argument of like, is it worth committing resources to that final point? But after they use this blade from Stelios, get a couple of picks, they're able to sort of drag out that extra point, and that just gives them such a huge advantage moving forward. And all of a sudden, a one-man army having to commit so many ultimates to just get back into the fight. So very clear understanding of how they wanted to play Clash.
Yeah, really nice play all around. It feels like committing a lot of ultimates in these last fights is worth it too, because you're in a situation where you... Oh, is that off the map? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, he was on the stairs as well, so it was like you couldn't even touch the ground again. Oh, that is super bad. Oh, and here's the rampage as well from Crocs. I mean, everybody's so grouped up. It's a queen's dream, really, to have everybody lining up like that, and then the triple kill. Everybody dying at the same time to the rampage is just... Oh, it's beautiful stuff.
I wish I understood exactly how the orbital ray with the Junker Queen ultimate works. Like, does it work through application? I would assume so, right? But it was a billion damage. That's what we can be sure about. And you can actually see the damage dealt between both of these were actually very similar, but the big thing was the healing. And that kind of goes to what I was talking about with how aggressively Team Peps was playing into the backline of a one-man army. It really felt like the Juno and the Brig were the people that were falling first, so they just didn't have the opportunity to heal their teammates.
Hey, double speed, it's working out for Team Peps. I wonder if they keep Goku in now is the big question for me, because yeah, I like what you said. Like, Donghun was under so much pressure that probably had very little healing in that game as things go. 13 deaths to 30, a 2.3 KD. Peps looking at home in Hanaoka, apparently. One-man army, it's their choice where they go next. Hey, are we going to watch Point Gibraltar? Hey,
yo, FD God, play Lifeweaver.
Play Lifeweaver, get full held again. Yeah, cool. It was an incredibly good series. If you didn't manage to catch it, you can go back and watch the replay.
It is worth noting, like, I would be surprised if you see a one-man army go to a map that they can play Go-Go again, right? Like, you just lost to the Queen double speed. In my opinion, you're not going to a map where they're going to be able to pull something like that off. And with Zerion coming back in, I believe you should expect something similar. Maybe it is a map like Watch Point Gibraltar, which has a lot of high grounds, and you can't really just run at your opposition, and there it is. There it is.
You already had a whole lot of confidence after full holding them. Why not do it again? Here we go. Is FD God going to come out on the Weaver like to boost the tanks up? Because that was the main game plan last time. Just get Weaver in, boost the tanks up into the high ground over and over and over again, and then just run over the opposition. But one-man army just had a heck of a game and managed to clutch out that map number 5.
I don't think it's worth playing the Weaver for that exact nation. I would assume Team Peps probably went back to the drawing board and came up with a different solution. Right. But hey, you never know. Maybe they were confident and they just didn't play it right. But I love this pick from a one-man army. It's a map that you know you've beaten Peps at. It's a map that you know that Team Peps probably don't have a lot of experience playing. Whatever, they're either playing a composition that you think is inferior, or they have less experience playing a composition that they haven't played as much. So go to what your strengths are. Obviously very confident coming to this map. Now we get to see how this one plays out.
All right, let's rock and roll, shall we? Watch Point Gibraltar. Had many a highlight reel, big clip from this one in Overwatch history.
FD God, no. Okay, thank you.
No. All right, Zerion running. Okay, so this is one of the only maps really that we've seen some teams stray away from the Juno, and it has been to go to a very like default dive backline, which is the Brig and the Ana just supporting Stelios and Crocs on the Winston.
Yeah, and this is just such a great map for Ana. The long sight lines, your ability to heal your teammates. Also, like, you're not really going to find a lot of value with a hyper ring in this situation. You're not rushing to a lot of positions. It's more about controlling high grounds. And now you get to see what a one-man army is going to come out playing. And they're just going to play a very stock standard dive with the D.Va, the Brig, and the Juno. But Arvo on this Widow is the person you're going to need to keep an eye out on. Going up against a Hanzo, a Winston, a Tracer is going to be a lot of pressure from many different angles. It's going to be hard to find angles to shoot, but they're going to need him to find the picks.
Yeah, Pac and the rest of Team Peps, they know that Arvo is going to be playing the Widowmaker here, so it makes sense to jump towards a Hanzo.
Oh, there it is.
My God, well, there's the pick. You'll love to see that. You can hear the Winston above him, though.
Hello.
It's all good, though, because you've got the backup. Ice is there. And here it is. I mean, this is going to be the big issue for Team Peps, because they have no, like, pure... Well, I guess Hanzo is, like, a sniper, but, I mean, like, Widow. When I was going to say pure sniper, but, like, I just mean Widow. Because you have no Widow on the other side, the pressure there does end up mounting with every single inch the Widow gets, and every single second the Widow gets as well, for free.
Why is there a Sonic Arrow in the roof? He's not up there, guys. I've cleared the roof. But
yeah, they're not hanging from the ceiling like Spider-Man or Wall.
Hey, you never know. Ooh. And as you said, Jack, like, Arvo is going to have the advantage in this sniper matchup. Pac can obviously pump out a lot of damage, but it does. You can see as soon as Arvo picks their head, Pac has to respect it and disengage. So Team Peps kind of playing on a timeline right now, because Arvo is going to find a pick eventually, but you can see Crocs jumping into the backline trying to put some pressure on.
All right, Zerion's got Nano already, so they can use that whenever they so choose. And they're going to Nano onto the back line. Good speed ring, though, from Alpha. He knew that was coming. Instantly getting out of there. Post bomb on the ground. FD God puts up the plasma screen TV. Does end up blocking that one, and they end up killing Ice in the process. So pretty easy fight win. No way one-man army end up staying in this one. Although I say that, Top Dragon still comes up with a kill, but FD God there with the flail.
Yeah, that's a good trade back. So that should slow down this push from a one-man army, but Arvo is still struggling to find any more follow-up picks because Team Peps have just bunkered down in the server room in the right. There's just no sightlines that the Widow is able to take where they are not exposed to the Winston. So great plan here from Team Peps. And now, as you said, Crocs has the Primal Rage. He's going to be able to play aggressive. And every time Ice tries to step up, he's just taking so much damage.
Well, Arvo pops the sights and instantly killed. No more walls available for one-man army to use. Here comes the Ray, though, and the kills. They're going to be filling the kill feed in just a moment. Top Dragon and Dongen in that close-range proximity. Yeah, it's pretty tough to survive. Rally being popped from Dongen to make sure Crocs doesn't guarantee himself a kill. Alive. Somehow keeping Alpha alive, too, as Crocs falls to the Brig.
There's just no way. That was like the highest value rally we've seen in an incredibly long time. Just caught in that small room. You can see Crocs is punching everyone around, just wasn't able to do enough damage, and one-man army doing a great job of eventually breaking that hold. And now it becomes that second point challenge of how do you hold the high ground? Whoever has the top of the ship ends up being the king. And you're going to see Team Peps really fight for this position.
FD God already using Flail there. Dragons deployed by Pac, just clearing people off of the left-hand little platform. On fire right now. I heard a pulse bomb stick, and it was must have been onto Crocs there. Yeah, little torpedoes finishing Alpha, finishing Crocs in from Alpha. And this is the point where it's painful for Team Peps, right? I mean, coming back in through these doors while the Ashe is on the high ground, while the D.Va's on the high ground, it's going to be tough. But they've got a couple of support ultimates to maybe crack open the doors.
Yeah, it looks like they will be able to get another fight into this as Pac switches over to the Sombra as well. And with Top Dragon going down just before, they might not have enough damage.
Good damage.
So low.
Yeah, here comes the rally. Oh, Pac actually going out onto Ice, who ends up getting antied as well. FD God nano boosted with a rally, an actual raid boss being sent into the backline of one-man army. They're getting these manual hacks from Pac. They're quite good at locking down Ice, but The only problem is these Sombra hacks, they just don't last long enough for you to kill a D.Va realistically.
Yeah, and as much as that's a good hold by Team PEPS, the Rally and the Nano Boost are such important tools that they have in their arsenal. How are they going to stand up against this Orbital Ray, especially because they're giving so much position to a one-man army? There's going to be a fight on the point, and this is going to be where the Orbital Ray gets the most value.
Ice is going pretty low though, hacked and then instantly antied on top of that one. Oh, has to pop the self-destruct. Rather unfortunate, but it's going to create a lot of space, that's for certain. And now Crocs is finally going to join them on the point as Alpha just scoots out of there, using that speed ring to get some distance between him and the Winston. Ice now paying attention to the Tracer, who's pretty much out of this fight, and look at the support positioning right now. The Dynamite's too good, and Zerion was the only one there for PEPS to actually touch, so quickly dealt with by Top Dragon. Team PEPS, they're going to lose this point, but still burning a lot of time off the time bank. There's one man only had a minute and 30 in there. Oh, minute 24. We'll call it exactsies. 2 minutes and 50 seconds now as the door's open.
And you're going to see Zerion switch over to the Juno. I wonder if you're going to see a swap from Crocs back over to the Mei, maybe going to a more, I guess, less focus on the high ground composition. But a one-man army have so many ultimates in their arsenal. They have the Bob, they have the Rally, they have a lot of tools to be able to get through this third point, especially considering they have 2.5 maining in the time bank.
Pulse Bomb in the hand of Top Dragon right now. Got the Rally too. It's going to be a hard-fought dive for Team PEPS if they want to try and go for something here. Top Dragon just trying as he might to push Stelios off of high ground, and he has succeeded in his venture. Oh, here comes the Bob, straight deployed in the center. Yep, and it's going to be a hard-fought ask for Crocs to deal with that one. He does bubble it, but it only covers a little bit of it. Rally ends up coming in, and looks like Dongan just way too aggressive here. And you can see PEPS trying to punish him with FD God's Rally. There's a pulse bomb onto the break though, and Top Dragon comes up with another kill. There it is, FD God going down. Zerion's going to be a little bit more vulnerable now as the single support for Team PEPS. And even Pac too, feeling the wrath of the D.Va. Slowly but surely now, a one-man army are moving this payload, looking towards these spawn doors for kills.
Both Orbital Rays come out, they're crossing each other, but Crocs is already down. They might not have the damage to be able to get through this.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, they've swapped sides right now to try and benefit from the Orbital Ray as much as possible, but Pac is already dead. And look at the positioning right now from Team PEPS' backline. They want to benefit from the Orbital Ray, but they just put themselves in a position where they're just so easy to shoot at. If you're Arvo, a minute and 20, make that a minute and 18 for one-man army as they find the completion.
Yeah, you can see Team PEPS, their composition not really making sense at the end there. They're playing the Winston, but also playing with the Mei, and the ultimates of one-man army just able to just continuously push them back, push them out, and that gave so much freedom to Avo on the Ashe to shoot. We haven't really spoken too much about Avo, but Avo's just kind of existing in the back, and every time Team PEPS seemed to fall on the back foot, Avo was just getting all the space to be able to shoot, hit big dynamites, and that's really giving them the edge in some of these team fights.
Okay. Let's see what they do on the offense here. And now this is where the Weaver came out for FD God. Like you said, Scott, I think looking back at the VOD, they probably are going to opt away from that. If not, just a quick petal platform maybe to get people places. But learning from your mistakes is what's important, especially if it's a decider match. The winner here does end up going through to the main event. I like what I see from All Man Army, though. They've got Arvo back on the Widowmaker, Top Dragon on the Tracer. This comp, it feels so at home for them.
And there's been a lot of back and forth over like Winston versus D.Va in a lot of these matchups. Honestly, I think you can plug and play both depending on the strength of the tank player that you have. Ice has just been doing a great job on the D.Va, just like putting out so much pressure, diving it in, and it really feels like Crocs has been struggling to move around on the Winston. But now we're going to see Puck picking up the Widowmaker. So it's going to be the Widowmaker versus Widowmaker. Taylor's old as time on Watchpoint Gibraltar, honestly. And if Pac is not able to find picks here, it's going to be really difficult because you're walking into the defensive sightlines of Arvo. So needing to work in collaboration.
Ooh. Yo, Alpha, 1 HP.
That was fortunate for Alpha.
Widow nerf, if that Widow nerf didn't come in, that's 1 dead Judo. And again.
Where's Arvo? We haven't really seen Arvo at all. Just to see what sidelines Arvo's actually holding, but oh, there it goes over to the
wow, head. So defensive. Yeah, just looking through car wash. Kind of a default spot sometimes to the Widowmaker on defense, but there's a kill. There's two body shots.
Body shot bandit.
We'll take it.
Oh, look how much damage.
Steve is okay. I'm gonna say it.
No, don't say it.
I'm gonna be the brave. I'm gonna be the brave one. D.Va's still stupid. D.Va's still insane.
How can he say something so bold?
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm so brave for that one.
The D.Va's just so strong, and the ability with the micro missiles, if you're able to get people in a small room, and that's one of the big strengths that D.Va has against the Winston. If you can just put all of it into him, you see Crocs jumps up for half a second and just loses his entire health pool. Yeah. And now Ice has the D.Va bomb as well. Like it's just very difficult to fight into, and you can see Pac really struggling to find angles to be able to shoot, and Top Dragon's going to win the Tracer duel.
Yeah, a little differential there from Top Dragon. See if Arvo and Pac can kind of spot each other. Now Pac's problems have just multiplied as Arvo rips FD God's head clean off.
Yeah, and it's gonna be another reset coming out for Team PEPS. You just haven't really had any space to work with. And the Widowmaker from Pac. Wait, turn around.
Yo, corner checkers.
Don't know.
Pepe the corner. They don't know, apparently. No, he has got a pulse bomb, luckily for one-man army, so... They definitely know where he is now. Pulse bomb. Oh, Top Dragon. There goes Zerion. This is a reset, Scott.
Yeah, as you said, Jack, Top Dragon is just...
Oh, nice headshot.
Honestly, it really feels like a DPS differential so far on just this defense. It feels like the Arvo's getting the best of these Widow duels. Top Dragon's just running rings around the opposition. And this is the frustrating part of First Point Gibraltar, and why a lot of teams don't like to move towards this map is it's so easy for things to just snowball away from you. Just a couple of picks really deciding all the fights before you can even really get into it. They've been hoarding ultimates. They've got 5 now for Team PEPS. Early walls to be able to give them a little bit of space.
Well, here comes the engagement. Server room control now for one-man army, but PEPS are trying to turn that one around. Rally comes in, Red God. I don't know if he wants to get out of there. The orbital ray deployed. Setting those servers on fire. Need a new cooling system after that one. There's the nano boost onto Croc.
Great whip.
Instantly flailed though, yeah. The whip shot sends him reeling. Still got Primal Rage though, but here comes the damage initially. Alpha in a whole lot of trouble, but I think the rest of your team's already dead. Yeah, Croc's is looking around like, where has everybody gone? Where did everybody go? Will we not win this fight?
They're just ignoring Crocs. Crocs is just standing on the point alone like, guys, how's it going? And it's the rest of the team just gets decimated.
These are the big doors.
Gets Arvo twice.
Okay, that just... Okay, come on now.
Is he going to commit the Primal? He is going to commit the Primal to this.
Pulse one misses from Top Dragon, though. Rare swinging a misses for the guy, and Crocs trying to boot Dongan into the rest of his team, but Dongan with a swift shield bash away manages to slip past the Primal Rage and Winston, and Top Dragon comes up with a kill. Pac now down. It's only up to Stelios for Team PEPS on the DPS side of things, and Arvo wants revenge, and he wants revenge right now on the Winston. He's swapped off the Widow. He's going passionate and determined to melt the monkey where he stands.
That was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen to a Winston. It's like, yeah, well, watch this, and he just goes to the turret form.
I play Bastion now.
Oh, melts them down.
This is so silly. There he is onto blue box. Oh, one-man army getting a full hold against Team PEPS, exactly like they did in their series previous. And you can see why they picked this map, Scott.
I'm starting to think that Team PEPS aren't a Watch Point Gibraltar kind of team, you know, really struggling to close it out. But honestly, it really plays into the strengths of a one-man army. They like to play that standard composition. They like to play that D.Va, and showing exactly why. Just honestly clean play across the board from the entire team.
Looking good. 3-0, not 1-0 this time. There you go. Improvement from one-man army. You can get more. You can improve more than this, to be fair, as you do hold Team PEPS in pretty much the exact same spot too. All right, map number 3 done and dusted. Map number 4 coming up soon. That is Team PEPS' chance to pick. That was a nice shot by Arvo. And this as well, Scott. This play here, the Primal Rage in this small room is like good luck, but somehow Dongan had the packs and the damage to not only kill Crocs, but also keep Alpha alive, which was some sort of miracle I didn't expect to see happen. That could have been a very different fight too for Team PEPS if they managed to get those kills.
Yeah, Crocs just really struggling on this Winston to be able to... Honestly, I don't even think it's Crocs. It felt like the teamwork wasn't really there. They were on very different pages. Just the aggression from a one-man army really slowing things down. Wait, what happened here?
Oh, he just got rolled. That's what happened.
I thought Pac was going to win that. I'm like, how does the Pac win that? Great catch on the pulse bomb there from Donghun. Donghun's honestly played a very solid Brig game throughout the entire of the day as well. Like, you're on this never-ending tightrope when you're playing Brig in these situations of trying to play aggressive, get value, get as much Inspire uptime as you can without being punished. And you can see it can be very difficult to do at certain times, but the real disrespect came out from Avo on that Bastion swap.
42 deaths to 11.
Oh my.
42 to 11 is a crazy diff.
It didn't feel like that. Watching it, it really felt like PEPS were in that more than they were. But, you know, as you think back and you look at the numbers, that's a very dominant map from a one-man army.
Yeah. That is obscene. Only 11 deaths. Almost in the single digits is absurd from one-man army. Now, where do we go? Because Hanaoka, which is where PEPS ended up taking us for that second map, their game plan was, we killed Donghun. But as soon as Donghun kind of stays alive, has that space, like we saw it there, right? Making sure Alpha stays up with the rally, with the whip shot, with the bash, the cookies, everything. They're unable to really capitalize on the fact that their backline is still alive. Where are we going, Scott, before we jump to break?
Oh, we'll have to find something. You want something horizontal with a lot of speed, where you can get a lot of running them down. Some of those maps are already out of the map pool, so it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting indeed. We're going to jump to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Give players a couple of minutes. We'll be back for map number 4. Welcome back. It is King's Row time for Team PEPS. So, Scott, you wanted a very linear map, like very flat, nothing crazy. We want kind of aggression as well, maybe from the Queen again. Is King's Row the map pick for PEPS? Is this what you anticipated?
Not really.
Okay.
Because you can, right? Like, obviously there are situations where you're going to be able to do the push-pull, you're going to be able to run them down, but in certain situations, you can get defensive players on high ground, you can play long sightlines, and it can get very difficult to play the Junker Queen with the double speed. I wouldn't be shocked to see Team PEPS really try and lean into that style and try and make it work, but I think it's going to be more difficult on King's Road than we did see on Hanaoka.
All right, let's load on in. They found success with the Queen on Hanaoka. The double speed as well. The Juno and the Lucio. And the maps, they're not playing that. It's looked like it's all one-man army. All top dragon landing pulse bombs. Arvo with some crazy headshots and ice. And Donghun just living, just existing to serve the rest of the team. All right. Let's have a look at the defense then. One-man army, just kind of what I kind of expected as well. Just Avo on a long-range hit scan, top dragon on the Genji. Very much a comp that is not only meta, but extremely strong for the team. I love that Widow skin, by the way.
It's a cool skin. It's a real.
It's got the sound.
FD God, get out of the way.
No, move, Krogs. I can't see the Widow skin, bro. It's got the sound effect too. When you shoot, it sounds like her arrows from WoW.
Yeah, it's so sick.
It's really cool.
Okay, so we're actually going to see Team PEPS coming out. Wait, FD God. Wait.
Weaver. Wait, hang on.
Wait, he's not swapping. Well, okay. Well, I was going to say a pretty standard composition here from Team PEPS, but apparently not. So it seems like the idea is they use the pedal platform to be able to get Crocs onto the high ground quickly to be able to fight ice for it. Don't know if that makes it worth playing Weaver, but we'll have to find out from FD God.
God, it's just a battle to end all battles when two Orissas look at each other and use Spearspin.
Yeah, look at them. They're shooting at each other.
This is Overwatch. Now this is just two fortified Orissas. Good kill on Zerion though, from ice. Caught him lacking a little bit.
So, like, here's where you have to, like, answer the question of, like, the composition from Team PEPS, right? So, obviously, FD God is... Okay.
This is so stupid.
Okay,
He's not moving. He wasn't moving. Crocs was just standing still, bro. He took his hands off the keyboard.
So we're going to see them actually try and push through the hotel, or they're actually going to use the pedal platform to be able to maybe flip the map. But Pac getting a huge pick on Arvo is going to give them a window into this fight.
I think Pac on the high ground too is kind of annoying for Ice to deal with. Oh, end up blocking straight onto the little phone box there.
Oh my God.
These pedal platforms are just wild. No longer are we playing just a 3D Overwatch, we're playing 4D. We're jumping around, we're going in all dimensions.
Really cool to see them use though, like the way the changed pedal platforms really getting used to a high degree. Whether or not it's as effective as you'd like it to be, I'm not sure.
Stelios just accidentally killed himself with a rocket.
Looks like it.
Not sure what happened there, but there we go.
Tree on the point.
How much Z-axis can we get now? FD God's got the tree. You can even pedal the tree if you really want. There's the pedal platform. Z-axis used rather efficiently there. Dongan taking infinite damage from these rockets. Stelios is back, looking for revenge potentially on himself. Oh, he's dead. Avo ends up taking the kill, and Zerion ends up going down, and there you go. Both of the rays have been used already. FD trying to escape from Top Dragon, but I take... Oh my differential. I'm sorry, Top Dragon. And he switches. He switches too.
Yeah.
Oh no, FD switching again? Oh no, just waiting for the aristocrat. Okay.
And that's actually a really big kill because Top Dragon might be a little late to this fight, so that should give them a window to be able to get in here. And they only need one tick as well. Avo's very aggressive with the Bob.
Oh, good shield bash though from Zerion. Doesn't actually get knocked up with the Bob. Bob deploys from above Ash too, so if you're too close to somebody, you cannot get that knock up. Blade being popped from Top Dragon here as Crocs ends up going down to a shield bash from Dongan. And everybody now forced into this small corner as they are just now fed one by one by one. The Top Dragon Genji. Nice little kill onto Zerion again. It's Team PEPS. They got 2 ticks on the point, Scott, but they only got a minute to go.
And there's just so much swapping going on from Team PEPS, so just trying to get back onto a reasonable composition. They had to switch their supports, they have to switch back to the Cassidy. There's so many different moving pieces, and they only have 50 seconds remaining, so one more round of ult cycles they're going to get, but how do they dislodge Avo from this high ground? It's going to have to be on Stelios on the Genji.
One more fight to maybe end it all here. One-man army, one map away in this decider match to going towards that main event next week. Team PEPS' chance is slowly dwindling. Terror Surge kills Top Dragon, nice stuff, drags him out of Hotel with a clean kill, but they end up trading Stelios, who was on a Genji of his own. Team PEPS in a 4v4 now, but a good spear onto the high ground. Crocs easily dealing with Avo, and now they're relying on the support and tanks to do the damage. No more DPS available for one-man army. Top Dragon will be arriving in just a second, and with this Terror Surge as well, as long as they can survive, they might be in for this win. Or at least this hold here on this first point. Nice eat there on the spear as Crocs tries to get an angle on the back line. Ice with no little cooldowns left has to escort himself to the hotel, but they can't get off the point, not for a moment longer. 95% and building, they can't quite get back, can't quite trigger OT as Ice ends up going down to Stelios.
Yeah, unfortunately there's just too much pressure on them, they couldn't get to the point. A very back and forth fight there, but Team PEPS just able to hold on. Honestly, just a great play from Crocs at the beginning of that fight, using the Terror Surge to isolate Top Dragon. That really gave them a window into the rest of the fight, and now they're able to hold on to some of their ultimates. They've stabilized on the composition that they have now. They've got the Genji ultimate, they've got the High Noon. They should have the opportunity, but on the opposite side, Blade coming up for Top Dragon, Bob for Avo. It's going to be DPS versus DPS ults.
At risk of sparing each other. Now this is Overwatch. Yeah, both DPS ultimates available for one-man army in just a moment. High Noon popped from Pack first. Look how speedy
he's moving.
He is. Schmoving. Ends up hitting the Bob for maybe 1 damage. Top Dragon pulls the Blade. And he's in trouble too. Luckily though, saved, or not for a moment though. As Ice does end up using the Spear Spin to save Top Dragon for 1 more slash worth of damage before the Terror Surge was there to finish him off. Ray deployed by Alpha too. Only Dongan left to really utilize it as Team PEPS find a team kill.
FD got charged up his orbital ray very quickly there, and that really was the big advantage. Top Dragon pops the Blade, tries to go aggressive with it, but finds himself in the orbital ray and just falls. Now all of a sudden Team PEPS, they're rolling through this second point. It's going to be difficult for a one-man army to be able to recontest this. Dongan does have the rally that might be able to give them the sustainability to live through it.
Yeah, they got the Terror Surge too in 10%. They're going to be good to hold on to this one. I think Team PEPS know it. They end up backing off.
Disengage.
You know, they've got 1 more fight. They want to build up to a rally of their own to at least match. Zerion just getting it online now as Dongan pulls the trigger. Ends up just pushing all the way forwards. And PEPS end up recoiling. Top Dragon finding a little off angle here. A nice little spear landing onto Zerion. Zerion is super low. The Terror Surge is absolutely ginormous. Zerion for half a second, turning his back to look at Top Dragon, speared, and then a Terror Surge finishes him off. And now Team PEPS with 20 seconds to go have to run from one-man army. They need to touch, but who is there realistically to do so?
It's going to be very difficult for anyone to touch Stelios, you would assume, maybe on the Genji, but look at how far away he is, 9 seconds.
He's gonna dash as well.
Yeah, and they're just going to be gatekeeping all of these windows. Every single avenue to the point is just going to be held off.
2 seconds to go, 1 second, anybody to touch? No, they are not. What a perfectly timed fight there from One Man Army. That was all Zerion looking at Top Dragon. That was the mistake, the crucial one, turning the shield away from the Orisa. And that's what ended it all, as we now switch sides. Team PEPS with only 1 point on the board, and One Man Army with a clear win condition to see themselves in the main event, coming second place here in Group B.
And this would be a real disappointment here for Team PEPS if they weren't able to make it out of groups in this. They're a very storied team throughout the history of time. I know they have big expectations for themselves, but One Man Army honestly just playing very well. They understand how to play in this meta. They feel very comfortable. And Team PEPS, I think they almost getting a little too cute for their own good in some of these situations. Like we saw the Roadhog on Well, we saw, you know, the Wrecking Ball on Lighthouse, like then we saw the Lifeweaver here. Like, are you really getting the value out of Lifeweaver? Yes, the pedal platform is great for getting your wrist on the high ground, but you know what else is great? A Brig, right? Brig is just useful to have for packs, for the healing, for everything. The Rally is a huge ultimate. So, you know, I love seeing some, you know, different strategies and some unique things, but it has not paid off for Team PEPS so far in the series.
Well, no Weaver on the defense, Scott, so you got your wish, I suppose.
Yeah, and just playing a very standard composition, you know, and this is what I want to see from Team PEPS, right? I think they can stand up against a one-man army. They're able to play straight up.
Bravo sits on the Widow. Going to Ashe, probably. Yeah, there it is. There's a swap. Maybe even waiting for a call.
Sees the Genji. I wonder if the Genji is what's going to trigger the swap. Stelios on the Genji. Hey, let's not play Ashe. Let's play the Cassidy. Something that can fight for themselves a little bit better.
And also protect the backline too if Stelios goes in aggressively. That Magnate's so powerful against Genji. Alright, Team PEPS. We'll see how One Man Army does a sell this point. Top Dragon in a rather cheeky spot has basically claimed this high ground here. And they don't know he's there either. Nice little Hinder Grenade, a bash as well, but at least the deflect is going to be there. Pack 14 HP, almost falls out the window.
Alright, well, that would have been a very sad death there from Pack. It really felt like they had Top Dragon dead to rights. Oh, now we're going to see Zerion just dead. Caught in a room alone.
Where is FD God in this mix? FD God's almost got the Ray, mind you, but no way near his Brig at all. And that'll be One Man Army just steamrolling over first. Not even a single ult used in that fight.
Felt like Team PEPS just a little bit too defensive, ends up getting caught. And now look at the golden box of victory. They have 5 minutes to get to that exact spot. Oh, Crocs didn't back spawn.
Okay. How are we dealing with this?
Should be okay, yeah.
I mean, it is an Orisa, so you're good. No surprise factor. Came out pretty early.
Okay, now you can see just like poking and prodding both Genji's trying to get these blades up. It's going to come down to when everyone uses the ultimates. As we talked about in the past, Orbital Wraith early is usually better.
Oh, that Terror Surge is unbelievable. Terror Surge, Orbital Ray, then Top Dragon just dashes through them. That's a quickest team kill I think we've seen in the last couple of days. Team PEPS all getting that group respawn together. But One Man Army, Scott, what? Maybe a single fight here before we see them take the victory. As you see Top Dragon's POV, instant kills, getting the Ghost Dash all the way back through. Sublime stuff.
Yeah, beautiful play. Just the Terror Surge really giving them that extra advantage. High Noon popped very early by Park. Great disengage. Great disengage from a one-man army. Now they can come in with their own High Noon. It's going to create so much space that Team PEPS can't afford to give.
Oh, we're getting bash. Good roll away there. Good shield bash, but here comes the blade. Straight on the backlines area, 1 HP, instantly reset. The Genjis, they are down, but Top Dragon's done enough damage. Only FD God now to heal for Team PEPS. As Crocs is in a bit of an awkward spot. Has to play super far up, but can't do so. There's just not enough healing, not enough sustain. And One Man Army are just going to steamroll over Team PEPS here on King's Row. They're going to take this map and this series main event spot secured as they complete Group B.
You just love to see our one-man army honestly playing that series to a T. The old cycling, the understanding of how to play around the orbital rays, the Terror Surge is honestly huge every single time we saw Ice drop one. Very deserving for a one-man army to move on to the main event.
Beautiful stuff. It was a 5-map series previously between them and Team PEPS. And it was One Man Army again taking King's Row too, so Peps took us to a map where they had already lost to One Man Army. And so yeah, 3-1, pretty decisive, Danny.
You know, I mean, what can you do? It's like Scott and Jack, you guys were talking about. Yeah, I feel like One Man Army had better teamwork. They were way more coordinated. On top of that, I do also believe that they had the better DPS too. And Top Dragon is just, right. Jack, you're right. He's a go.
Clean, man.
Clean. That Genji and Tracer, he's getting so much value out of those. Every time it's just, like, whether it was a pulse or just getting that pick. And just like making the team making the team win a lot easier for One Man Army. It was a sight to see.
Yeah, and exactly. But you know, we talked about it a little bit. But Avo, I think, was the unsung hero of this series as well. Maybe not as flashy and getting all these big picks, but just the consistency, being able to stay alive, be able to pump out damage, did a phenomenal job. And you know, as you said, Danny, teamwork across the board. I can't fault really many of the players on a One Man Army. Really, just playing to a T.
Playing nice Overwatch. I mean, this is Hanaoka, right? This is the map that Peps ended up winning. They sub in Gogo as well, and they end up taking it. Like the double speed comp with the Queen too. This was an unbelievable rampage. Like, I don't think we've seen like a 5-person rampage in quite some time. I remember a Queen meta way back. It was like, okay, they hit the rampage, guys. Like it was, but now it's kind of hard to do so. But I guess with Juno, a bit easier with the orbital ray. But Crocs played really well on that map.
Filthy. And this is Crocs just in a hell. In a room, he thought he had the advantage, but he just can't bring anyone
just can't kill him. Alpha was like 1 as well.
Yeah.
1 HP.
Just nice shots all around the board. Yeah, I honestly, it's hard to speak too much to it because honestly, I can speak highly of all of these players individually, right? Like we didn't even talk about the backline of Donghan and Alpha playing very clean throughout it all. Like I think Donghan did a phenomenal job on the brig.
Yeah.
And on the side of Team Peps, we talked about it a little bit. Yeah, obviously had some good moments, but really unable to string these fights together, especially in this kind of meta. Maybe not as comfortable as they would have liked to be. Oh, this is what happened when Zerion ended up getting isolated, just bashing the wrong way.
Yeah. Really
quick shout out to Crocs though. I'm still a fan. You know, he pulled out the hog. You know, he played. I mean, his wrecking ball I think on the first map was actually really good too. But yeah, the win goes to One Man Army, and we're seeing right now the man, the myth, the legend, our player of the match, Top Dragon. Man, this guy, he's something else.
Is very good, extremely good. A 2.2 KD after that one. I mean, his trace is really clean, and I mentioned it at the very start of the series. Like, you need flexibility in this meta from your DPS, and Top Dragon just brings that. Like, his Genji is top tier, his Tracer is just sick. Pop on the hit scan if he really wants to as well, right? Like, he can do it so much, so much. And Danny, you said it as well. Finding picks, pulse bombs, just random Tracer kills, Genji kills like this. Like it's a lot of heavy lifting Top Dragon's doing sometimes, but this series as well, it didn't really feel like it. I would say in the series in the past, it was like Top Dragon really just kind of popping off, but everybody from One Man Army, I feel like it's leveled up around Top Dragon, and I think they're the most exciting team coming out of the groups, I think. We know the top dogs are good, we know Ensign Space Station are sick, we know VP is sick, but I do think One Man Army, they're going to be punching upwards. I'm excited to see how the team evolves.
I mean, with this level of, I guess, the plays that we've seen, I think if they keep this up, I mean, they do have a chance to be one of the top teams in EMEA. And with that being said, everybody, it's time to do a post-match interview, a special one. I think this is the very first Korean interview. We got the player of the match, Top Dragon, with me for a quick after-match chat. Top Dragon, hello. Big congratulations on getting the win. I just want to start off this interview by just asking, how do you feel right now? You made it to the main event. Or how are you excited? How are you feeling? 자, 오늘 승리 너무 축하드리면서 탑드래곤 선수 일단 메인 이벤트로 이제 들어가시게 되셨는데 일단 소감 한 말씀 듣고 싶습니다.
일단 저번에도 메인 이벤트는 갔어가지고 메인 이벤트에 대해서는 큰 감흥이 없는데 일단 첫 번째 목적은 달성했고 이제 저번에 5, 6등을 하게 됐는데 이번에 4등을 목표로 하려고 하고 있습니다. 그래서 되게 기쁩니다 지금. 일단 성공해서.
Definitely very excited to be making it to the main event. Of course, last stage we also made it into the last event, so this isn't something new. Last time I think our goal was our goal was to make it into main event. We made it. My goal right now is to go a little bit above. Last time we made it into 5th or 6th place. Now we're going for at least minimum 4th place. All right. I think another question that I have for you is, how is it like playing with your team, One Man Army? Are there any like communications issues? I don't know how good your teammates are in Korean, or do you guys usually talk in English? How are the vibes in One Man Army? 자, 두 번째 질문으로 일단 이제 탑드래곤 선수랑 이제 팀에 대한 좀 질문하고 싶은데, 아무래도 제가 또 그 원맨 아미 쪽이 한국말을 하시는 또 다른 분들이 얼마나 있는지 몰라서 좀 이제 뭐 커뮤니케이션이나 아니면 좀 이제 뭐 게임적으로 이제 소통을 할 때 좀 문제가 없으신지, 좀 어떠신지 지금 팀적으로.
일단 한국인은 동훈이 저희 팀 메인 힐러 동훈이가 있어가지고, 네, 동훈이가 이제 영어도 되게 잘하는 편이라서 동훈이가 되게 전반적으로 잘 도와주고 있는 것 같고요, 저를. 그리고 저도 어느 정도 영어를 할 줄 알기 때문에 이제 팀 브리핑이나 오더 그런 거는 이제 영어로 대부분 하는 것 같습니다.
All right, definitely another Korean player that we have is Donghun. Donghun is actually really good at English, so he does help out a lot whenever I do need some help. But at the same time, I do speak a little bit of English, so there aren't any issues. Most of the times, whether I need to do some briefing or here and there, then I do speak a little bit of English. All right, Top Dragon, one final question. Do you have anything you want to say before we close out the interview and before you go on to the main event? 자, 이제 메인 이벤트 전에, 그리고 또 이제 마지막 질문으로 탑드래곤 선수 혹시 하실 말씀이 있으시다면 지금 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
일단 이번에 한국에서 못 뛰고 유럽 와서 약간 저 자신을 증명하겠다는 느낌으로 이제 유럽 온 건데, 나름 잘 이루어지고 있는 것 같아서 기분이 나쁘지 않고, 이제 저번 시즌에는 5, 6승 했으니까 최소한 그거보다는 더 높이 올라가서 끝내겠다는 마인드로 하겠습니다. 계속 응원해주시는 팬분들 너무 감사드립니다.
Thank you to all the fans for all the support and love. And I'm not in Korea right now. I came to Europe to sort of prove myself and to become better. And I think I'm sort of on the right path. Of course, we made it into 5th and 6th, around 5th and 6th place last time. This time we're gonna aim for higher, and I'm gonna try my best to do a lot better this time around. All right, Top Dragon, thank you so much for the interview. Again, big congratulations on getting the win. 자, 승리 축하드리면서 보내드리도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 땡큐, 바이바이.
Bye bye.